The witness is no more. It tempted us, but our friends kept us standing tall, and we prevailed. From that victory, something new emerged. Whatever it is, it ran aground on Nessus. We don't know what to expect, so we're sending our best. You won't be alone. Saint and Osiris are attaching to your fire team for this investigation. The Vex have taken notice, and an old friend made contact, looking for help. Looking for you.
Captain, I told you I'd watch the Vex, and they are way out of line.
You should come and kill them. Like old times.
Visit soon.
Osiris, we're approaching Nessus. Scanners show radial aerial surges near the impact site.
Whatever landed here must be of great interest to the Vex. We need to find out why. The destruction of the Witness was an inflection point. All of Sol is reeling from your accomplishment, Guardian. I'm leaving you and Saint to run down this lead while I assess the fallout of our historic victory. Make contact with Failsafe and update me once you have some hard data. Good luck.
Failsafe will be so happy to see you, Guardian. She's been stuck in the Exodus Black for so long. I can't wait to tell her what Osiris has planned. But first, the Vex. Show them that even after our biggest victory, the Vanguard does not sleep.
Captain, you actually came! And it only took a minor cataclysm.
Failsafe. What can you tell us about the anomaly that landed here?
Whatever it is, it's causing the Vex to change. And they hate changing. It's kind of freaking me out.
If you reconnect me to my external data array, I can provide a more detailed analysis.
I'd do it myself, but this shipwreck is the closest thing I have to a body.
For now, Osiris has a surprise once we're finished here.
Your tone suggests a high probability of exciting news. I am properly motivated. Let's go!
Hey, before we go, could you clear out some Vex for me? They put me in quarantine after the impact. So rude.
Once their local infrastructure is destroyed, along with their enviable autonomous bodies, my connectivity will be re-enabled. The Vex quarantine has been broken. I'm free! We can now survey the impact site and reintegrate the data array.
My Calamity is your tourist destination. Funny how that keeps happening.
Osiris thinks that this anomaly could be paracausal. Maybe that's why the Vex are so curious.
That makes sense. Prediction is their whole thing, and they never saw this coming.
There, the impact site. It doesn't look like a crater. It punched right through the planetary crust.
Well, yeah. If it transferred kinetic energy like a meteor, I'd be a fine cloud of particulates right now.
Which supports my initial hypothesis that this is super weird. And there's my data array.
Rats. There's a firewall locking me out. I'm gonna need a Vex energy signature to hack the system.
A severed head will be ideal. Please decapitate Vex at your earliest convenience.
You just ripped its head right off. So cool.
Now shoot the beam through both nodes at the same time to bypass the firewall. Initializing reboot. That tickles! project started. And I am inundated with critical system errors.
Believe it or not, that's a good thing. Can't reconnect without a little awkwardness. Right, Captain?
The Vex are calling up their premium units to stop you. There must be something very interesting in this pit.
Connection reestablished. All systems operational.
Look, Guardian. The impact site is being sealed. It's like the planet is healing itself.
As a sentient, non-organic life form, I endorse this bizarre metaphor. Nessus lives! Survey mission complete. I am now analyzing data from the time of impact, which I will happily share with you
After I learn what the surprise is.
Fair is fair. You were very helpful in guiding us here. So helpful that Osiris is building you a relay in the helm. We are bringing you aboard as a planetary consultant.
I am rerouting power supplies to experience joy once again. And complete. Yay!
I'll see you aboard the helm. Neighbors.
All systems stable. Signal is clear. Initializing now.
Hello? Oh, there you are.
Welcome to the helm, failsafe.
Give me a second to recalibrate. It's the first time I've been off of the Exodus Black since...
My creation. I've never been a guest before. Thank you for having me.
We need to know what happened on Nessus after the impact.
I see your politeness filter is also broken. Noted.
Initially, the Vex responded with their usual exoplanetary impact protocol, but then a new signal emerged. Still Vex, but distinct.
Distinct? In what way?
Limited analysis indicates it's an alternate tessellation of the radiolarial substrate.
Put it simply, I may have spent centuries in the infinite forest, but I'm still a Titan.
It's the same old song, but a new voice singing in a different key.
Is it some kind of corruption in the system? A cascading failure?
The opposite. It's emergent behavior. The machine version of rebelling against authority.
You can relate to that, right, Osiris?
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
This is the dawning of a new age. Even the Vex can see it. For the first time since the Black Fleet arrived, I feel like anything is possible. For centuries, the Witness pushed us toward a final confrontation. A battle we won at great cost. The future is suddenly ours again. Now, we finally have time to grieve. To remember those who built a future they'll never see. And as old companions disappear, new friendships will form. They'll remind us that unity is our greatest strength. One day, after the city is safe, Osiris and I will return to a dream we thought we'd lost forever. To make our own exodus into the stars. And explore the universe together.
That's a wonderful dream, Saint. One I share.
Must be nice to have someone to dream with.
Instead, I will vicariously share in your affection.
Yes, well, first we need to identify this new threat.
Come, Guardian. Let's secure what Failsafe needs to finish your analysis.
It is delightful to see you again, Captain. The remote connection to the helm is working perfectly.
This place is nice. I can see why you spend so much time here, instead of on Nessus. In my wreckage.
I'm thrilled to be working alongside you again, and to be of use to Ikora, Osiris, the Saint Unit, and the Vanguard. One moment, while I sync with the VanNet database and see if I missed any major events.
Oh, Prince Aldrin resurrected. Savathun disguised as Osiris. Coalition with Empress Keitel? Pirates? Rasputin died? We found Neptune? The 15th wish? Stasis, Strand, fishing?
Clearly, there is much for me to review. Please return to Nessus and begin gathering material on the unusual Vex, so that I may focus on processing that novel data.
And not everything else.
Greetings, Captain. I have been analyzing the Vex data you collected earlier, and...
It's weird.
Yes, it is super weird. If I were to posit an explanation, I would say that Nessus itself is undergoing rapid change on a molecular and geological level. I have been observing the Nessus Vex for centuries, and their current behavior is utterly unfamiliar to me.
I mean, the Vex are a techno-organic mesh of a networked consciousness. Unbound by time, inevitable and patient and cruelly ambivalent, etc. What I'm saying is they're decisive. And this feels different. Like they're figuring things out. Something's happening on Nessus, and I'm not sure the Vex are behind it. And that terrifies me.
Nothing you can't handle, right, Captain? It's an exciting mystery, and I can't wait to figure it out together. I'm glad you've returned, Captain. I have been studying the data you gathered from Nessus, and I believe I have discovered a new way to help you, so I won't get abandoned again. By analyzing viable radiolaria samples from different sites across the planet, I can determine whether the aberrant behavior of the Vex is a regional phenomenon or something deeper. Of course, to guide you to the correct sites, I would need permission to temporarily promote myself to your commanding officer. Which I have just done, as my parameters include tacit approval.
Come on, Captain. Let me take the lead for a change. It'll be an adventure.
Failsafe briefed me about your progress on Nessus. She seems pleased that things are going so well. I'm concerned they're about to get worse. My Hidden have been studying the Valence, the aurora that spread from the Traveler after the Witness's defeat. I don't have all the answers yet, but we know the object that fell from the Valence emitted an unusual power signature. Unlike anything we've ever seen. We're operating under the assumption that the Nessus Vex took control of it. Their new behavior could be a result of interfacing with an unknown variable. I believe they're unpredictable, because they don't yet know how to command this power. But I think they're learning. Give Failsafe all the support she needs. She may be a bit unpredictable herself, but she's our best source of intel on the Vex. We can't afford to be reactive. Stay alert.
Greetings, Captain. Ikora has requested that I accelerate my studies of the Nessus Vex, so I am overclocking my internals to...
Captain, I'm gonna disengage my socialization filter, if that's okay. Maintaining this uplink takes a lot of power. Yeah, this is better. I'm running those scans Ikora wanted, and I've got some ideas about new sample sites down on Nessus. And hey, I want you to know, I'm glad to be a part of the team again. Working with you and the Vanguard, the whole deal, it's nice. I like to be useful to people. It gives me a reason to, it's part of my programming. So even if I don't sound excited, know that I am. I am way into it. Anyway, ready when you are. No, filter's not re-engaging. Let's just get going.
Okay, more radiolaria. Oh, this is strange. There's definitely something influencing the... Wait, am I getting a call? I'm getting a call! Hello?
Guardian, this is Osiris. It's Saint. Meet me at the helm immediately.
Ooh, that sounds important. We'd better go.
Saint! Come in.
Damn it all.
Guardian, I've been unable to get through to Saint. The Vex must be jamming the frequency.
Saint Unit, please respond.
There's no interference. His comms are open, he's just not answering.
That is not like him at all. Something's wrong.
One moment. I have triangulated the last known coordinates of the Saint Unit. He touched down not far from the Nessus Object Impact Site.
The impact site. Guardian, you know that area. Go back to Nessus and follow his path. Please. Saint can stand against any Vex. But I fear there may be something more sinister at work here.
Sharing coordinates. Ready when you are, Captain.
Thank you for looking into this, Guardian. It's unlike Saint to go AWOL. I left Osiris in the helm, against his objections. Nessus is undergoing a rapid metamorphosis. And until we understand the nature of its evolution, I'm not risking any lightless personnel. Guardian, I'm concerned. Saint is one of the Vex's oldest enemies. They hold him in esteem, if that makes sense. If they capture him, it won't be to kill him. It'll go deeper than that. Let's hope it's nothing. I'll be your eye in the sky for this op, and Failsafe will be tech on the ground. Good luck.
These are the Saint Unit's last known coordinates. He was headed directly into the Well of Flame.
The radiolaria has been drained from this basin. There's no evidence of a fight. The Vex just let him pass?
The Saint unit may have entered peacefully, but it appears the captain will meet violent resistance.
Oh, I love this part.
Guardian, the Vex are peeling back, retreating under suppressing fire. Those are infantry tactics we normally see from the Cabal or Fallen.
Or Guardians.
Something in their strategic doctrine must have changed. We need to get to Saint right away.
I have isolated the Saint unit's comms.
But if I am not the real Saint, then who am I?
Saint, come in. Where are you?
Just an error, compounding into the future.
The Saint unit cannot hear us. He appears to be engaged with a local signal.
A local signal? This is bringing back bad memories of Lakshmi 2 and the endless night. I pray to the Traveler I'm wrong.
Diverging from the true path, corrupting our timeline.
The Saint unit's transmission is originating from behind that barrier.
Get us in there, failsafe. Whatever it takes.
I can bypass security with the data we collected from across Nessus.
But the Vex will be absolutely homicidal about it. Please keep them back while I work.
Finally, time to reclaim what was lost. Time to return us to our rightful future. Unified in a symphony of consciousness by a benevolent conductor. No divisions, no imperfections. A new age is coming.
It's the retreating Vex from earlier. This must be their final fallback position. Break through, Guardian.
Security protocols successfully bypassed. I am becoming indispensable.
I was never meant to be here. This reality belongs to the real Saint. The real Saint is dead. I am only his imitation.
Saint, can you hear me?
I am not a person. Just a copy of a copy of a copy.
Who's he talking to?
A new golden age is coming. Free from falsities. Like me.
Come on, big guy. Snap out of it. Osiris is waiting.
Osiris. Osiris! Ikora, Guardian.
I've got you, Saint. Don't worry. Thank you, Guardian.
Saint, what did they do to you?
I don't know. A voice spoke to me on Nessus. I could not deny its commands. It was not like any Vex I have seen. It connected to my mind and called itself the Conductor.
Exo and Vex do share radiolaria as a base material.
Maybe they were interfacing for intel on our operation.
They cared not of our plans. They measured my humanity, my legitimacy.
What do you mean?
They said, "We are a lie, Osiris. The real Saint 14 was not meant to live. You love a forgery."
Saint.
My existence is in error. You chose me because your saint is dead.
Preposterous.
Almost like a simulation.
No. You're the man I knew before. To the serial number. In the corridors of time, I only peered into timelines that mirrored our own. I didn't want to pull you away from a happy life, or change you. I wanted to rescue you.
See, you're as close as mathematically possible.
Yes.
Saint, this doesn't change anything. It's a tactic.
You feel real to me.
We know you. And you know us. You're right where you belong.
But this feeling, this displacement, it rings in my head. That voice, I hear it still. I would like to be alone. Alone, please. For now.
Yes.
I know it's useless to tell you not to worry. But try. I'll look into this.
Hey, Captain. Is Saint Unit okay? It sounded like that voice. He called it the Conductor. Said some stuff that really got to him. I never thought I'd see him shaken up like that. He's always so strong. I figured if something bothered him, he'd just laugh it off.
But I'm sure he'll be fine. He's surrounded by people who care about him. You, Osiris, Ikora, and the whole Vanguard. No one can stay sad when they're surrounded by that much support.
I assume.
I'll continue processing all the samples you've extracted from Nessus. Now that the Conductor has harmed Saint Unit, I have disabled my compassion protocols. We will locate it, and we will make it pay!
I read your theories about Nessus. I share your concerns.
It is changing rapidly. More so than when the Vex first assimilated it. If Red War records can be trusted. It's not limited to Nessus, either. The data and the radiolaria we've collected is mutating. Not a past iteration sweeping over the present Vex. As if they'd always been that way. They are now adapting in real time.
It has to be the impact anomaly. Geppetto managed to map the radiolaria flows while Saint was down there. They're swirling around the impact site for miles below the surface. It's causing disturbances in the planet's EM field, Osiris. The Vex are doing something big.
A test. One that will cost them greatly.
Is he... Do you need anything?
I appreciate your support, but let us focus on this. Saint spoke of a singular voice directing him, a conductor, not a collective. Subterfuge and manipulation are not how the Vex operate. They are cunning, but blunt in their confidence.
You think this test belies a deeper truth?
They coalesce around the impact site, around one point. Something has changed. More than the Vex themselves. What if they found a new leader?
That was my fear as well. I doubt their motives are benign.
Yes. And we will meet them in kind.
The witness is dead. There was no predicting what would come next. But this is what we know. When the witness fell, the Black Fleet's eons of salvation and death surged. Its darkness merged with the Traveler's light, formed first into memory, and then into shape. This impossible object, this echo of the fleet's victims, holds immense power. And it was left for anyone to find. The echo grants the ability to compel, to control, to command. And with it, the conductor has the potential to turn their threat into our annihilation. Genocide. Thousands of civilizations across the universe, all visited by the Black Fleet, all lost to the violence of the final shape. That's where this echo comes from. At least, that's our theory. Reports from the Pale Heart, readings on the valence emanating from the Traveler. Everything we faced when we stared down the witness and broke its fleet. At first, we didn't know what to call them, but echoes seemed apt. Memories from the victims of the pyramids, held by the darkness. Then coalesced by the light into artifacts as sharp and fatal as their pain. If darkness is memory, and light is form, what else could they be? But there's still so much we don't know. Is this the only one? What forgotten people gave form to this echo? What was their final cry at their end? For control? A means to turn back their oppressors? My Hidden will keep searching for whatever answers the witness's death can give us. Hopefully, they number more than the questions it left behind. But we need to stop the conductor and secure the echo. Guardian, descend into Nessus. Massive amounts of radiolaria have been diverted beneath the planet's crust. We need to find out what the Vex are building there.
Greetings, Captain. As you can see, the Vex have drained the Radiolarian lake located in this sector.
We suspect it is at the conductor's instruction, but we do not know the reason why.
There is a 99.9 repeating % chance that the reason is nefarious in nature. Please investigate.
House Dusk is scrambling to retrieve Vex intel. Put a stop to it.
And, Captain, watch out for the Fallen. Their reasons are probably nefarious too.
The Fallen block your path. Take their data.
We can only assume the Fallen here are searching for the Echo for themselves.
It doesn't take a Vex simulation to know that would be really bad.
If they secure it, it will be as disastrous as the Conductor. We cannot allow their interference to persist. The Fallen Captain is withdrawing. Pursue it.
These caves were carved by the retroactive flow of radiolaria caused by Vex time manipulation. That it's all been drained now is worrying. Where is it all going?
Looks like House Dusk managed to imprison a Vex Hydra. You'll need to take care of both.
The Vex Hydra is free. Destroy it, Guardian.
The Vex block our path. They're aware of our intention. Wherever the radiolaria leads will tell us what we need to know about the Conductor. We must delve further into Nessus. Failsafe.
The data contained in that Hydra will allow me to extract the authorization codes required to progress further into Nessus. Bring it back to the helm, and I can get started on cracking it open.
You heard her, Guardian.
Welcome back, Captain. That was the most violent research I have ever seen.
And that Wyvern Shield's combat uplink let me read up on Vex particle manipulation. So it was a win-win.
Guardian, I hear that you are hard at work on Nessus, following the Echo and the Conductor. I know you do this in part for me, but I do not know if I am worth the trouble. I was pulled through Nessus like a toy on a string. The Conductor's words still echo in my mind. A copy of a copy of a copy. Osiris pushed through time to find his Saint 14. He said he was careful, but he reached blindly, and he pulled out only me. And now, I live a life that does not belong to me. I am something left over from a broken timeline. A remainder. The Conductor whispered I should be thrown away. A solution as simple as correcting an error. And maybe that would... I do not know what to think anymore.
Greetings, Captain. Ikora briefed me on the Echo of Command. And while we AIs are constantly given commands we cannot refuse,
I understand your problem conceptually.
I have completed processing the various radiolaria samples you retrieved from Nessus. They contain no traces of abnormalities.
Which is a huge disappointment.
I was about to euthanize the samples when I realized we could mix nanomachines into the radiolaria and reintroduce it to the planet.
The nanomachines will get torn apart, but at least we can track them for a while. Maybe that'll help us figure out what's going on.
Tell me when you are prepared, and I will have no choice but to assist you.
Kidding. I'd help anyway.
And they're off. Tracking. Captain, the radiolaria is being redirected deeper into the core of Nessus. I can hardly pick up the signals of my nanomachines. I'm calibrating the coordinates. Got it. They're moving through a previously unexplored area, and it appears to be heavily occupied. Prepare yourself for battle. Hey, Captain. You're heading into the deepest parts of the planet. Those nanobots could only tell me so much. You'll need to get down there yourself if I'm going to get any useful data.
You are in unknown territory now, Guardian. Be ready.
What did the Taken want? Why are they here?
Taken are drawn to paracausal forces and those with immense strength of will. But they're leaderless now. No king and no witness. And Zebu Arath either doesn't possess the power or doesn't have the inclination. All we can speculate is that they're drawn to the conductor.
Since you released those nanobots into the radiolaria, I can track their movement through Nessus. I couldn't have done it without you. You know, since I'm all the way up on the planet's surface. It's fun looking at this place through your eyes, though. Exploring. Sightseeing. Even after all these centuries, there's a lot of this planet I haven't seen. Thanks, Captain.
The Vex mind has raised the line of defense. Take it down.
Use failsafe's countermeasures to bypass their shielding.
This was here the whole time? Failsafe did not know?
Failsafe sensors couldn't reach this far beneath the surface of the planet.
Now they can. Assimilating data. Wow. 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 This was here the whole time?
Maybe. Or it could be something new. Something the conductor built when they grasped the Echo's power.
So, speaking of, those nanobots aren't responding to my signals. There's a pretty high chance the conductor hijacked them. It ends here, Captain. Sorry.
It's all right, Failsafe. We can figure out another plan.
Return to the helm, Guardian. Failsafe and I will coordinate and find out our next steps.
Captain, I am attempting to locate a particularly interesting research specimen. I will re-engage my detection protocol. Where is the specimen? Supposed to be right here, I swear. I've been practicing. You heard me do the beep boops and everything. Okay. Refining parameters. Adjusting for the unlikely event of specimen locomotion.
Gotcha! Captain, the specimen appears to be biological in nature.
Which explains how it was able to evade my earlier detection. Clever little thing.
Captain, I am analyzing the latest research sample you brought me, and it is a frog!
Technically, one of the Nessus proto-amphibians that developed adjacent to the Vex, but yeah, pretty much a frog.
I love him!
Of course, I don't really know him yet, but he seems likable. I can finally bring my nurturing subroutines online.
He should have a name! In honor of my original commanding officer, Captain Jacobson, I will name the frog Captain Jacobson. Don't worry, it's an honorary title. The frog will have no real authority. Oh, this brightens my day, especially after Ikora's concerning response to my theory on how I could locate the conductor. She was aghast. It seemed to cause her emotional distress. She asked me not to mention it to anyone else, so I won't.
Thanks again for the frog.
Guardian, there's something I should discuss with you. Something I'm reluctant to suggest to Saint and Osiris. I think you'll see why. Failsafe believes she could open a portal straight to the conductor. She says she could extrapolate the coordinates by combining the new Vex data you've been collecting with her years of observations of the Nessus Vex. But she would need to compare it against control data gathered from Vex isolated from the Nessus network. She'd need an enormous amount of data, centuries of it, captured with perfect clarity and preserved by the Vex themselves. Our options are limited and dangerous. There is only one accessible database with that kind of fidelity. The mind of Saint 14, the deceased Saint 14, who is still laid to rest in the infinite forest. Our future may depend on Saint. Again.
Hello again, Captain. We have an interesting metaphysical task ahead of us today. As I understand it, years ago, Osiris rescued the Saint unit we are familiar with from a Vex simulation. In doing so, he created a paradox. The Saint unit is alive with us now, but simultaneously dead within the Vex network. The databanks of that deceased Saint unit are filled with information. Information I believe I can use to locate the conductor.
The thing is, Saint Unit will have to download the memories of his other self. Experience years of suffering. His own death. It'll be kind of awful. And he hasn't really been in a good place lately. You know?
But the conductor must be confronted. I'm sure Saint Unit will understand.
Won't he?
Guardian, Osiris. Ikora and I have made a plan. We can use what we know about the Veil and the VexNet.
The Veil? Why would you need to...
We will go to my tomb, in the timeline where I died fighting the Vex. My true death.
When you were taken from me.
Yes, I can use the memories of that Saint 14. My memories.
I remember when the Vex killed my crew. Those memories will haunt me forever.
Failsafe?
I mean, it's not so bad. Except for the horrors.
Yes. Everything I learned, everything I did. I fought the Vex for many, many years.
I remember.
Ikora thinks we can use the data to find this conductor and secure the Echo.
No. I won't. We can find another way. Failsafe.
It must be done. So I will do it. Ikora told me I was once the Vex's greatest opponent. She said I should remind them.
I need to think. This can't be the only path left to us.
The Saint unit has already made up his mind.
He needs you right now? You know he can't do it without you, right?
Saint will join us shortly. We seek access to his tomb.
We are grave robbing.
That is one way of putting it.
The interim Saint unit is still VexNet. Their memory core is a back channel into the network.
Saint must understand there are no lesser versions. Only expressive tessellations of what could be. And facing his death again is the cost of that revelation. Well, so be it.
Nessus reshapes itself around this Vex fluid. Soon, we will hardly recognize it. The Infinite Forest was on Mercury. How do we reach it from here?
Access here is somewhat like an archive, imprinted into the magnetic field of Nessus.
The Vex used Nessus for defunct digital storage. They kept trying to plug me into it.
And wow, is exposing me to their connection protocols going to backfire? They should have predicted that.
What did you mean about the data here being defunct?
The Guardian pulled you from a point before your death to a point after it. To the Vex, that temporal event is a defunct anomaly now, non-existent within this timeline. So it is kept here, stored in Nessus's memory.
The details that separate him and I, if they fade away, will I be his shadow? Or will he be mine?
I can't answer that for you. You're you. Were you less you before today? I tore open time for you.
I suppose.
You should be near the access point, Guardian. Locate a conflux. They will react to our attempt to breach the tomb.
Yes, they're doing that now. This is exactly as complex as I anticipated. I'm almost in.
learn of the man I was, and will be. Osiris, why did they keep my body?
Respect. They honor you with a perfect preservation. There's no replacing you, Saint. Even the Vex recognize that.
The Vex are very meticulous.
But also weirdly sentimental.
There.
Wait. When I searched for you in the Infinite Forest, I saw this again and again. You, entombed, taken away from me, perhaps forever. When finally I found you, I thought I would never have to see it again.
I am here, Osiris. You told me that I am real.
So is he. Do it. Remember the Vex. But also how much I loved you in that timeline, too. Saint!
I see it. I tear through the Vex. They cannot stand against me. They hesitate. They are afraid of me. Oh. Then Geppetto is hurt. I try to protect her, but I am too late. I pull a Minotaur apart with my bare hands. But soon, I fall. The Vex approach. They are lifting me up. I lose my senses. I cannot feel my body. My vision blinks in and out, but...
Stop. Please.
I am on this slab, but I have one final feeling. A memory of us. Together. I am bringing you tea. I watch you take a sip. It is too hard, but you smile. That is my last thought. My phoenix. Oh. I am gone. But no, here I am. With both of you. I am Saint 14. The conductor cannot hide from me anymore. Failsafe!
I have the coordinates, Saint Unit.
Good luck. Saint Unit, Captain, I have achieved coordinate lock. I'm rerouting the conductor's radiolaria flow to this location. So, hey, while redirecting the conductor to you, they were real in there. I pulled some other Vex along, and you're surrounded. Maybe we can reason with them?
Yes, Guardian. Reason them with the big guns. I will protect Osiris until the way is clear.
Captain, I am patching in cover. Eyes up.
Pump door open before the Vex cut our connection. You have a clear path to the conductor.
Excellent work, fail-safe. Now it is us telling them what to do.
The conductor's signal approaches. Nessus groans under the yoke of its new cultivator.
Let us see if they can produce answers or only questions. Me?
Is a facsimile its archetype? No, I am Maya Sandrash. But we have already met.
Sundaresh. So this is what happened to you after Neomuna, after your experiments with the Veil.
I know what you can do with the echo of command. I will not allow you to raise an army of Vex.
I'm doing what I've been called to do.
The Vex called to you.
Humanity called to me. The collapse, the Black Fleet is finished. Now we can look back to what we've lost. Radiolaria is the means to this end. It represents the smallest unit of consciousness. 1 trillion formless minds, notes in a symphony of thought. Each one begging for direction, for a conductor. Nessus will be converted. The radiolaria I command will be spread throughout the system. I will deliver us a golden age. And if you stand in the way of progress, I will break you down into more compliant elements.
We are not your Vex.
You will be.
Get us out of here, now!
Maya Sandrash, risen from the Vax network. She has Lakshmi's face. Osiris tells me it must be a mask she feels comfortable wearing. Well, it did not comfort me. And today was already filled with ghosts of the past. Guardian, before I claimed the memories of the other me, I was afraid. I was already filled with doubt, and I thought I might lose myself. But as his thoughts merged with mine, it was as though I lived through his centuries of struggle. And my feelings, our feelings, were in perfect harmony. And suddenly all questions the conductor put in my mind were answered. It does not matter if I am the real saint or the true saint. Every me is me. So, when Maya tried to command me again, I used my truth to push her away. But she still forced me to my knees. She is growing stronger. We must return to stop her, but she has blocked our access. Failsafe is working on a way through. And when she finds it, I will be ready.
Do you still imagine all the possibilities life could have, as I did? Or has fate made other choices for us? If we are to stray from our predetermined path, our salvation requires sacrifice. I experimented to find the words that would make you understand. Make you see what I see. But for you, the cost was always too great. Lifetimes passed before I realized. For me, you are too great a cost. Somewhere was another us that made the right choices. A better us. A better you. Not imprisoned by fate. I do not know what that version looks like. Us. Perfected. But I will. Because though we've lost everything, I still dream of what we could be. And in one of the many iterations in which we have peace, I only want the one that is real. I will find our golden age. Our perfect future. Yours and mine. And if you cannot see why my methods are necessary, I have the tools to make you understand.
Did you receive the transmission from Maya Sundaresh? What did she mean when she said she'd find our golden age?
As a Golden Age AI myself, I observe a negligible intersection between Maya's current behavior and the relative utopia of that time.
There was peace. We turned our focus to the stars, but we weren't conquerors. We were explorers, scientists, adventurers. We reached into the unknown, not to control it, not because we were commanded to, but because we had hope. That feeling was a long time ago, but I'll never forget it.
And I'm not getting any of that from Maya. Captain, I have overridden the Vex security around the scene of your last confrontation. The coordinates are standing by. If you find Maya, tell her I reject her entire premise, and then destroy her.
Guardian, the conductor has diverted the flow of radiolaria to the planet's core.
We know her goal. We must uncover her method. It seems a contingent of Shadow Legion has taken interest in Sanderesh's plans. To what end, and under whose command, we do not know. Outpace them.
Fidelity test. What did we name our daughter?
What? Maya?
What did we name our daughter?
Where are you? What's going on? Please? Maya!
What did we name our daughter?
Nisa.
Elaborate.
We debated names for weeks. Parthenogenic incubation was moving along fine in the lab. And the collapse. Everything happened so fast, we had to leave.
Answer. Latency beyond acceptable bounds. Degassing exomind.
No! Osiris, I read your reports from Neptune. That was Chioma Essie. What did Maya do?
She's searching for something. Using Chioma as a baseline to find our golden age among the simulations.
This is horrific.
I'm afraid this is just the beginning. Sanderesh has amassed a formidable Vex force. For now, we can only delay her plans.
Guardian, take this opportunity to strike.
Sanderesh is doing more than commanding the Vex. She's taking control of an entire collective and using radiolaria to search the Vex simulation network. Our golden age, in her understanding, must exist within it.
And Chioma?
A means to an end. A way to measure reality. A heart weighed against a feather.
Could Maya find what she's looking for?
I don't know. That is not the question at the front of my mind. That question is only, what will happen if she does? Return to the helm, Guardian. I need time to think over what we found here.
Never trust anyone who tries to justify their actions for the greater good. There are hundreds of copies of Maya Sanderesh in the Vex simulation network. She knows that there's nothing we can learn from the Vex that would bring us closer to our golden age. Those times are behind us. We're here, and we have what we need. No. What Maya wants is control. And for now, she has exactly that. She has an agenda more personal than a golden age. She always does. You saw her experiments. She's iterating, using the Vex, using Chioma. We lost so much to the collapse. But this path won't lead us to anything but more loss. Guardian, work with Failsafe to get back inside Maya's facility in the center of Nessus. With more data, we can uncover her secrets and put an end to her search.
Okay, Captain. If we're going to bring any kind of fight to the conductor, I'll need to reclaim some of my original Exodus Black tech.
Oh, wow. Haven't seen that thing in a long time. I'll integrate it into my system, and then...
Watch out, the conductor. I'll be better at researching how to destroy you. Captain, I was able to access the memory cores of the exos you found.
They were not pleasant. But they did have access codes and geological data about minerals. Not a thrilling read, but the descrambled codes might open up some doors. I'll send them to you.
Hello, Guardian. Failsafe asked that I take over briefing duties while she works on her research. We were speaking earlier. She had disengaged her filter, so she used her rain cloud voice. And she asked how it felt when I took the memories of the other saint. I told her it was like becoming more myself. That saint and me, we are the same. But there was one important difference. You, Guardian. The other saint, he died alone. But I met you after Osiris sent you to find me. You gave me hope in my darkest time. I fought to live up to your example. That is how I survived. And slowly I found I was no longer living for you. You were good to have around, do not misunderstand, but I was living for me. I told this to Failsafe, and she was quiet for a long time. Then she said she had to feed her frog, and I left. But I think it was a good talk.
Guardian, I bring an invitation. It's not too late to accept. Everything I do is for the sake of a second golden age. I return to what we have all lost. The Witness's failure showed that homogeny is fragile. Strength rises from individuality. It rejected the lesson of its own memory. Commander Takal's strength was their individual perspective. Their skill at directing an army. Not a hive mind. The echo of command and I were equally shapeless before we joined. It reformed my consciousness even as I made it into my mantle. Power joined to individual will. This is the key. Commander Takal lacked one, and the Witness lacked the other. I hold both. With the echo, I encouraged my Vex's individuality. I commanded your ally. With more application, could anything lie beyond my reach? I have the will and power to create a new golden age. I am no tyrant. The conductor listens to her chorus. Join it and be heard. I'm sure we'd both prefer you make that choice for yourself. But believe me, that isn't necessary.
Listen, Guardian. I was thinking hard about how to beat the conductor, and Osiris stopped me. He said the conductor is very strong and has abilities we cannot stand against. But he said maybe we can beat Maya Sandrash. Osiris told me the story of Maya, how she was lost in the Vex network, split into hundreds of copies, until the powers of the Echo brought her to life. The conductor is one of those copies. Could be the first one, could be all of them smashed together. Maybe she does not even know herself. But Osiris says all Mayas are scientists, and we can see her thoughts in her experiments. We must find what she is trying to do. Failsafe has located pieces of tech to help you study the exobodies in Maya's laboratory. If we can learn what Maya is doing with those, maybe we can think of a way to stop her. Brains, not brawn, yes?
The conductor has that pile of exoframes down in her lab. She was using them to host consciousnesses. I've been trying to figure out why, and then it hit me. Inconclusive. I need control data from other exos, and Europa's a great place to find some. Oh, this is good data. Yeah, I think I can almost decrypt another one of the conductor's exos. All I need now is a cerebral host matrix. One of the classic brain models. Could you help me out, Captain? Alright, I'm sure there's a host matrix around here. Beep boop, beep boop. Nah, I'm kidding. I'll just mark it for you. I'm way better at finding stuff since you upgraded me. Thanks for that, by the way. Got it. If you're ready, we can head back into the conductor's lab. The exoframes she's working on down there have got to be key to the golden age she keeps talking about. We just need to uncover their secrets before she kills us all.
We must gain access to Sandaresh's facility once again. With the data Failsafe has collected, we can better determine Sandaresh's use of the exo-consciousnesses within the VexNet. The conductor seeks to assimilate all of Sol under her command. She desires a golden age. But what does she really mean? With her methods, I do not assume benevolence. All I know is that it would undo everything we have accomplished since the collapse. We cannot allow this. Your research into the Vex systems bears fruit. Learn what you can. Perhaps something useful may be extracted with further investigation.
.59 Chioma, calling any other Ishtar orphans, from Variation Gamma of the Pink Sky World. I'm here with .33 Shim and 2 Chiomas. .27 and one who isn't sharing a number. If you're looking for a place, we've got one. We'll figure this thing out together. .130 to .59. Have you been able to raise Team .97? Their Chioma was handling the SE statistics. Let me know immediately if she responds. I'm getting worried.
Fidelity test. How did I make you cry on our wedding night?
Maya? Maya? Where are we? How? We're alive.
How did I make you cry on our wedding night?
You didn't. I made you cry. Because I called you Sunrise. Suryo Day. Because your mother called you that. Because it reminded you she was gone. That she missed the happiest day of your life. And I touched your cheek. And I told you there's always another sunrise. Even after we see it set.
Degaussing exomind. Sentimentality is higher than expected variance.
Sandaresh is bringing copies of her wife, Chioma Essie, out of the VexNet. Finding them, interrogating them, and discarding them.
For her golden age?
No. No, perhaps what would be her own personal golden age. The wife she remembers. The one from her own simulation.
And Maya will destroy Soul to find her.
I have decrypted the data contained in the signal.
227.97. To all teams, I've crunched the numbers. We're losing Essies at rates even higher than Maya's during the Sundaresh incident. Stay inside of your team at all times, Geomas. Don't get separated.
This is Maya. Dot 65. Attrition levels are holding steady for Sandrash, Shim, Dwayne McNeil, and our singular friend. It's only Chioma's vanishing. We lost a few Sandrashes. Too many S's. If the pattern continues, we could lose every Shim and Dwayne McNeil. I suspect your Shim is swearing in a corner like mine is. Talk to him. We can't give in to despair.
Sandaresh has recreated her caretaker. We face the same threat as before, and I do not believe it will be the last.
Osiris, I heard what the Guardian found. How could Maya do such a thing to Chioma, to the woman she loved?
Sandaresh convinced herself that she could never have loved this Chioma at all. Not this one, and not the others.
But this Chioma loved Maya. We heard it. I am sorry for doubting, for believing the conductor for even one moment. I am so sorry, Osiris, for doing that to you.
No, Saint. Don't apologize. You were forgiven from the first.
Guardian, I can now confirm. Every exoframe in Maya's lab once held the consciousness of Maya's wife, Chioma Essie. Each a different version, pulled from the Vex network. Uploaded, judged, found wanting, and eliminated. Guardian, there are details about Maya Sandaresh I kept from Saint. He did not need to know the cruelty of the hands that touched his mind, or how much they reminded me of my own. But today, I saw a reflection of myself had I lost my way. If I never found Saint and instead wrapped myself in obsession, I thought myself heroic in my search, a romantic, and that I was justified by my success. But what if I had not realized my good fortune? If I had met Saint, not with relief, but with skepticism, to imagine myself finding Saint, deciding he is wrong, killing him, and then starting again, it would have broken me, and I believe it has broken Maya. One capable of such horror has defiled the concept of love. Do not forget what you're dealing with.
Guardian, we have managed to decrypt another personal log taken from Maya Sandaresh's domain. At first, we discovered the method of her search, but We were mistaken as to what she was looking for. Now we understand. Here.
Maya Sandrash. Personal log. Incidental. The variances have been outside of acceptable bounds on each attempt. Incomplete or divergent memories. Outsized or diminished emotional responses. These forgeries are not my tumor. The memories are baseline. There are other timelines that mirror this one so closely that my interrogation would not, by itself, yield my tumor. They all loved me. They all remembered the name of our daughter. That isn't the point. My tumor would understand what I'm doing here. All she needs to do is look at the state of soul since our time on New Mona. The mistake of the witness. My tumor would see me as a savior, and that she and I have a chance to rescue humanity from itself.
Do you see? She's a Pygmalion carving her love from the Vex, too obsessed with her sculpture's perfection to see that the flaws lie within herself. She doesn't remember Chioma, no more than she remembers the Golden Age. Their memories clouded by ego and need far removed from the real. Chioma will die 1,000 deaths before Maya realizes her love is conditional. But perhaps we can find her real Chioma. And she can convince Maya of her error.
The conductor waits at the core of Nessus, working to awaken the planet and consume us in a flood of radiolaria. All in the name of her Golden Age, where she reunites with Chioma. Guardian, we cannot fight against the echo of command. But I think we could find Chioma. The Chioma Maya thinks of as hers. Failsafe believes she could isolate a signature using Chioma's original logs on Neomuna. Maya is still confined to the Nessus network, so that information remains out of her reach. It's the only advantage we've got. If we took that signature back to the lab, we could succeed where Maya has failed. Listen, I won't put another life in Maya's hands. Not after what she's done. But if anyone could make her understand, it would be the one Chioma she's been searching for. I realize this is a long shot. Failsafe has prepared a contingency plan in case this goes wrong. One way or another, the conductor's search ends now.
Captain, the Veil terminal on Neomuna should hold a trace of the Chioma Essie the conductor thinks of as hers. If I attune to it, I can match its frequency and find the corresponding Chioma in the conductor's lab.
I think. Then we can pull that Chioma's consciousness through, I think. And then she can talk the conductor out of murdering us. I think.
I've isolated the signal. It's one of hundreds, but it's the same as the conductor. I'm ready to carry out Ikora's orders.
But first, we need a plan B. Take me to an active Vex network node on Neomuna. I have an idea. Okay, Captain. I need you to install a Vex network relay for me here on Neomuna. The conductor can only monitor Nessus incursions, so they should let me help if things go wrong. Beep boop bingo. Set it up right there. Alright, that's my back door into the Vex network, just in case reuniting Maya with Chioma goes horribly wrong. Not that I think it will, but I kinda think it will. Be safe. Okay, Captain?
Guardian, you venture into Sandaresh's domain once again. But now, I have a word of caution. I know how Saint felt when the conductor called to him. I recognize it from when Savathun had her hold over me. Thoughts that are not your own. Flashes of another consciousness encroaching on yours. And soon, rattling against the bars of your own mind. Even as you try to ask forgiveness for what you have been made to do, I feel it again. The conductor grows more dangerous each passing moment. We cannot know the extent of the Echo's power until we see it for ourselves. I know it will not end with the Vex or with Saint. It will end with us all. Go, Guardian. We must finish this before we too are compelled.
Can any of you tell me we'll make it out? Are we doing more than walking in circles till something picks us off? I'm all that's left of the top 118. I've had enough. I'm staying in Variation Theta, the bismuth world. Just one more Essie, waiting for the end.
Wait, I don't... This is her. Chioma Essie. From our own past. Here. Dead. She's been thrown away too. Does Maya know what she's done?
Fidelity test. When did you first tell me you loved me?
I wish I could remember a time I loved you.
Elaborate.
I watched the woman I loved whittle herself away. Compromise by compromise. And I stood by you in each atrocity. Now all I see in front of me is a monster. Not my sunrise.
I'm trying to save you. You're not my Chioma. If you were her, you would understand. Degassi.
I am her. What I am not is your personal delusion.
You're like all the others. Scared and shallow-minded. Degassing exomind. Emotional fidelity test failed.
She found her Chioma and discarded her like all the rest.
That was my fear. Maya knows what she's become. There is no version of her wife who would accept her as she is now.
Wide frequency. Wide as it goes. This is .87 Sandrash. Looking for .50 Essie. We were so brave setting out. I thought I was ready to face grief. I wasn't ready to become a widow this many times over. Chioma, I am not giving up until we find you. Hold tight. Stay safe. You're my life.
Sandaresh is so shrouded by her own obsession that she did not even recognize the Chioma from her own simulation.
But she'll keep searching. Murdering Chioma again and again. Trying to find someone who's already dead.
If just for that, she must be stopped.
Calculating chances of the Vex Mind survival against our combined efforts.
It's done so, Captain.
Guardian, you will have to confront her again. This will end. Saint, do you have the coordinates?
I am here, Osiris. I am ready.
You had drag me down to bleed in the mud with you.
How many died to find the Chioma you call yours? Even then, you cast it aside.
You think that facsimile, that copy, was my Chioma, with fear behind her eyes? No, not mine.
Splitting hairs to justify murder? You sound like Clovis.
Oh, an emotional assessment. Life is prototypes and iterations. Each past you relative to you now. Third-dimensional beings struggle with this concept.
No more words. Surrender!
Why? How will you compel me if I refuse? Put it down, Icor. Honestly, the rest of you, lay down your arms. Thank you. Now, come, drink your fill. Let me change your mind.
You can choose to end this differently. Let this obsession go!
Choice is the ego raging against the inevitable.
You may not steal choice. But I make my own fate!
I command you!
Not this time.
I can only make you look. Perhaps, in time, you will see.
She escaped. The Echo with her.
Captain, the laser core you brought me does not fire lasers. It fires code.
I know this sounds crazy, but hear me out. Against biological targets, it deatomizes you, because it's still superheated.
Like a laser, but not, technically, a laser.
But against a lens calibrated for it, you could shoot a viral code right into a Vex receiver. I'll see what the helm frames can put together.
Greetings, Captain. I am quite pleased that you are alive. My planetary scans reveal that the Vex machinery within Nessus is dormant once again. Perhaps learning the truth about Chioma caused Maya to question her own judgment and halt her plans for galactic domination.
Or maybe she changed her mind when Saint Unit and Ikora blasted the paint off her chassis.
Either way, she has vanished into the Vex network. I will continue monitoring Nessus, but I believe we can celebrate a successful mission.
Well, you can celebrate, at least. I was part of a crew again, and now it's over. I don't like goodbyes. You know, I thought I'd be sadder. Usually when I'm alone, it's like, whoever left turned off the lights behind them. It gets real dark. But now, there's still a little brightness left. It's not coming from you, or Saint Unit, or Captain Jacobson. I guess it's me. I think maybe I can keep going just for me. See you around, Captain. Thanks for everything.
You found traces of Maya, Guardian? So she still lives, hidden somewhere in the Vex network. I hope she will abandon her terrible search for her lost Chioma. But I fear she may be beyond reason. Maya wanted everything just so. But people do not always fit cleanly into a frame. They spill out over the edges. That beautiful mess is what makes us who we are. If you demand only perfection, you will end up alone. For no one is perfect. Of course, some of us are closer than others. Ha! Hi, Joe. I know who I am. I accept myself and all my flaws. And to me, I am enough. You understand what I am saying, Failsafe?
I understand, Saint Unit. I'm not gonna do a little speech about it, but I understand.
Good enough.
Good frog.
Guardian, I hope the helm isn't too crowded. A broad audience would make this difficult. I miss Cade every day of my life. I thought I'd moved on. I was wrong. I can't forget my friend, my teammate, my favorite jerk. Death cuts a wound in the living. It scabs over, but anything can tear it open again. We all bear this wound eventually. The Maya Sundaresh who became the conductor couldn't accept that. She wanted her wife back, no matter how much she hurt Chioma doing it. Her actions were dangerous. Beyond that, they were cruel to the woman she loved. There's nothing I want more than to speak with Cade again. The Pale Heart gave us a second chance. It wasn't enough. The burden of the living is that life continues, despite our grief. Despite those who don't continue with us. It troubled Osiris to see his drive reflected in Maya. I see myself in her grief. I see Zavala. And yet it's not grief we condemn, but her actions. I always find I learn best by teaching. Thank you, Guardian, for being a patient student.
I leave this to you now, when it's too early to act. Before you have the faculty to understand its gravitas. You were of the age you fought to restore. Everything we've lost, you won't find it on this narcissist station. I will set it in front of you. Finely crafted and tuned. You mistakenly label it hubris and resist. As you know, failure is a catalyst. It breeds invention. Would you comprehend the endless permutations of our conversation on the riverbank? I was only trying to change your mind, to help you see a better future. That exchange did not always end in your favor. It does not have to still. You believe my ideology virulent. All right. Know that I have bled across time and under the skin of the cosmos. My knowledge became its fabric, filled its vessels through its minds. Humanity is scattered, yet to see a collective, focused. But in this infinite network, the Vex have created, there is one answer. A golden timeline with a heavy cost.